Welcome back to Ozarks Live. We are making the bacon wrapped goat cheese stuffed dates. We talked about on the show a couple days ago.
We did.
And you made me want them again, even though I just had them for Christmas.
These are so elegant and so indulgent.
And really filling. So like you could actually just eat it for a meal like I do, or you can use it as an appetizer, which you know we've got New Year's Eve coming, so if you have any plans for that, it'd be a great appetizer.
Yeah.
But oh my goodness, it's so good I can't stop making them.
They're a little bit labor intensive really, but they're so worth it.
They are, but you know what? I make them ahead of time. Like for Christmas, I made a big pan like 2 days in advance, so I just stuck them in the oven. So it really made it really easy.
How nice.
3 ingredients.
Okay.
You have your goat cheese, you have your bacon, and you have dates.
That's it.
Okay, so what I did though is I took, you can do this differently. The recipe says that you just take your bacon raw. I actually half cooked it because I use thick bacon. I like the thick, but I want it crunchy. But when I bake it, I have to go over the top baking it, trying to get my bacon done and then I feel like the rest of it's overcooked.
Right.
So I half cooked it. I did it in the microwave for like 3.5 minutes.
That's very smart to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then let's dig in.
Do you know I actually made these once with the pre-cooked bacon and just heated it up.
That's a fabulous idea.
It worked. There's workarounds.
Yeah.
Just however you have to do it, just do it.
That's right. There's no wrong way. So the dates are really sticky. That's why we have gloves, but the gloves are making it a little bit hard to work with. So to cut your dates in half, but not all the way through. Take out the pit, and then you're going to take your goat cheese. Just take a little spoonful, smear it in the middle, and then take your bacon. I just wrap it around the top. I don't even worry about going around it because I feel like the bacon doesn't get done enough when I do that.
I see,
And then I just put a toothpick in it, and literally that is it. So if you're doing a whole pan, it takes you a little bit. Yeah. But, you know, it's not that bad.
Okay, now I got to ask you, when you bake these, do you bake them in a pan like this, or do you put them like on a cookie sheet on top of...
Well, sometimes you get a little bit of grease coming out from the cheese. Yeah. So I just use like a, a baking dish like this, or a pie plate, glass one, something like that. So 350 is what you want to bake it at, and it depends on your bacon, really. If your bacon's thin, you don't have to bake it as long. If you half cook it, you don't have to bake it as long. But still, I would measure, I would keep about 45 minutes in mind when you're baking these. I want my bacon done. So sometimes I'd actually rather it be a little bit burned even, just a little bit. Because it kind of caramelizes everything. And then you just have a bunch of deliciousness. So I have some that are finished over there, Joy.
We have some here that I'm going to show you, and these are some that Cammie just got finished and brought in. And as you can see, these are just gorgeous, and they're big too. These are very, very indulgent, and like you said, Cammie, you could pretty much make a meal out of these, but I could easily polish off a half a dozen of these without giving it a second thought.
Now you said that you made them with Parmesan.
I did. I made them with, I got a big chunk of Parmesan and I put the Parmesan in there. And I learned after the first go around, when I didn't pre-cook the bacon, that I found that I put it on a rack on top of like a jelly roll pan, which is sort of a cookie sheet with a lip on the outside, right? So then all of the grease would drip down.
Good idea.
Right, and so you just have to be careful taking it out that you don't slosh the grease away, but now you don't have them sitting in the bacon grease as long. Oh, and they were great. You just want to position them where all the cheese won't melt out of them.
That's right. So that's why I don't cut it all the way through. I just kind of set it on top, and then, there's no wrong way to do this, but...
Can I have one?
It's that salty, sweet. It does get gooey in your teeth, so
I have to have
beware of that just a little bit. Yeah, I want this reaction.
These are perfection, Cammie.
Like, I think it's really one of the best foods in the world. That's my opinion.
I'm telling you what, even if they've cooled off a bit, these are fantastic.